Nevada's pension system for retired public employees continues to pay more than it did the year before. Get this, here in Nevada, cutting checks last year for $3.4 billion. Rachel O'Brien from OpenTheBooks.com joins us live to talk it out. And Rachel, this is always fascinating when we name drop and talk about the sums that people are cashing. So how many people are collecting pensions and what are the largest payouts?
So now we're up to 77,000 people who are collecting pensions. It's 2,000 more people than the year before. And so there are 5,000 people who get a pension of $100,000 or more. There are 114 people who get 200,000 or more. And then there are 5 people who made 300,000 or more. And it's the same people every year. Chris Alt, the former, head football coach, athletic director, University of Nevada, Reno, he's $343,000 last year. A former Clark County Fire Battalion Chief, Donald O'Shaughnessy, 320. Rossi Roundcotter, the former convention authority CEO, he sort of left that position in disgrace. He's still getting 305,000. And so these are the large pensioners year after year because it just goes up every year. They get between a 2 and 5% increase every year. And so those numbers are just going to keep going up.
That's what I don't get, Rachel, and I think what people, regular citizens, would take issue with. It's the double dipping, if you will. I know with law enforcement in particular, let's say they retire from Metro or Henderson PD, and then they get these very lucrative jobs as far as like top personnel with security on the Strip. Is there a way to where if you're continuing to make money, you don't have to get as big a payout, or it just doesn't work that way?
So if you are working for the government, there are limits in the pension and your new salary. But if you're working for a private security firm, like at a security guard at one of the casinos, you are making that private salary, you're able to collect your pension. So just comparing this to a couple of years ago, 5 years ago, there were about 2,500 people who were making $100,000 or more in pensions. Now it's double, it's 5,000 people. And so, the pension system is underfunded. The latest figure I saw was $18 billion. It may have shifted slightly. It's still billions of dollars. It's about 75% funded. And so debt is now so high that the contribution rates have changed. The system just can't afford these large payouts, but they've committed to them. They've promised them, and they're continuing to pay them.
Quick example before we let you go. Look what's going on in neighboring Southern California with them trimming. They're having to cut the fire department by $17 million. But think about the generations of firefighters who continue to receive their pensions. So it makes you wonder here locally if we're going to have critical services that will be subject to budget cuts while we have people that are continuing to cash checks in the hundreds of thousands. I know UNR would love to have Chris Alt back. I mean, they're just a pathetic program without him. So maybe he could get back on the job and make it worthwhile for all Nevadans. Thank you, Rachel.
That's suggested.
Have a fabulous Friday. We'll see you again next week.